Yo, Joe. Talking comics, here's your host. It's A Real American Brian.
All right, we're back to get into some more G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. And we're getting into issue number 8. Mike Vosberg and Jack Abel supply the cover art for us. Stalker and Scarlet here finding some of the Cobra sea legs that we're going to see in this issue. Codename Sea Strike. The biggest thing to note right away is this is the first issue that Larry Hama did not work on. Herb Trimpe took care of the script and art on this issue. We get a nice shot of a new Cobra ship, the SRV-9, a submersible ship with some aircraft landing potential as well. We'll see a lot of new Cobra tech in this story that we never see again. We see Cobra Commander in his sea coat taking a look through his binoculars at a space shuttle. We have a little narration box here. Steel hard eyes strain to penetrate the grayness of the western horizon. Which is very different, as it's something that Larry Hama usually avoids. He prefers to let the art tell the story rather than have narration boxes whenever possible. But a little bit different here. So Cobra spots an incoming aircraft and they dive underwater and are completely hidden. The Joes, on what appears to be a snow mission of some kind, are setting up some equipment. But it is revealed that the Joes are just in a training center, and they turn off the snow machines, and Hawk has a new mission for them. They are headed to Florida to protect a space shuttle that is being sent into space to target Cobra's new underwater launch sites. But they think Cobra already knows what the shuttle is designed to do. Rock and Roll gets some blue hair in this last panel, which is kind of fun. I guess he was really cold. We get back at one of Cobra's underwater launch sites as the SRV comes in to dock with it. Cobra Commander begins describing the amazing technological advances they've made, and in 2 days they will test fire the first orbital missile. Then after that, satellites will be launched into orbit with warheads that can strike any place on the planet. Their undersea bases are too deep to be attacked, but the Americans are aware of roughly where they are. Cobra Commander knows that the Americans are launching a shuttle that will help them pinpoint the location of their sea base, and launch a satellite that will be able to attack them. They will be attacking the shuttle and taking it and the satellite out before it can be used. The Joes arrive with all of their equipment at Kennedy Space Station. Hawk begins laying out the mission plan, separating the Joes into an outer ring and an inner ring. He refers to Stalker as Ranger again, but then in the next panel uses his codename. Flash and Breaker are to stay with the shuttle at all times, including as it goes into orbit. So we have some Joes becoming astronauts. The shuttle begins to move into place on the launch pad, and Flash and Breaker are dressed and ready to board. Stalker sends word that he has spotted Cobra, and they are coming out of the ocean with stuff they have never seen before. And we get our first look at the Cobra sea legs. This will be the first and last time we ever see these things. The Joes need to hold them off for an hour. There is no way to rush the shuttle launch. Grand Slam shoots down one of the sea legs just before another one takes out his laser cannon. The Joes are forced to fall back. Cobra Commander, excited to see this, gets in the Cobra Copter to watch as the Joes are wiped out. The Joes in the tall grass prepare to fight back against the oncoming Cobra tech. And the Joes lose their missile launcher to an attack from the sea legs, but they begin to fight back. The Mobat is able to take out one of the sea legs. Stalker with his jump jet drops a grenade in on another sea legs and takes it out. Then Rock and Roll joins the party and cuts the legs out from another one of the Cobra machines. The remaining sea legs fall back. The Cobra amphibious assault guns advance to continue the attack. Stalker calls for reinforcements, and Hawk lets him know they are already on the way. The Cobra guns fire land torpedoes, which doesn't seem like these missiles would be very useful often, but cutting through the tall grass, they are perfect here. The torpedo hits the Mobat and takes out the electronics, but they are still able to fire, and they take out one of the Cobra assault guns. Short Fuse and Zap have brought some artillery up to support the other Joes. Scarlet drops a bag of grenades on another Cobra gun, while Snake Eyes sneaks up on a Cobra trooper and takes him out. Cobra Commander and his Cobra Chopper fires a missile at the shuttle. Hawk shoots down the missile just in time. The shuttle with Flash and Breaker launches. Hawk has to dive into a blast shelter to stay safe on the launch pad. Cobra Commander and the Baroness take the Cobra Copter underwater back to one of the sea bases. The Joes and their Aqua Chopper land on the Cobra Sea base that has come to the surface. Just as they are feeling good, Cobra launches their missiles to take out the shuttle. Flash and Breaker get word that the missile is headed their way. They can't get out of the way in time, but Flash has an idea. Flash, holding onto the missile, is able to use his backpack to change its course just enough. The missile explodes and the shuttle is safe. The Joes, back on the sea base, take out a weapons tower and begin their advance. They have the Cobras on the run. Cobra Commander announces that the sea base is set to explode in 5 minutes as he and the Baroness make their escape. Hawk calls for the sea survival kits. They realize their chopper has been destroyed. Hawk attempts to pass out survival kits to the remaining Cobra troopers, but they refuse. They are all loyal to Cobra Commander until the end. The Joes watch as the sea base with all the Cobra troops on board blows up. The Joes in their raft look out and spot Cobra Commander coming straight for them to take them out. Zapped fires a rocket, and it appears to take out Cobra Commander, but he survives and his vehicle takes flight and bugs out. And that is the end of issue 8. This was a strange one. You could definitely feel that Larry was not involved. The characters in the story acted out of character at times and just seemed off throughout. The Cobra technology was beyond anything we have seen to this point, and it wouldn't be seen again. I think you can make an argument for this issue not even being in the official canon if you wanted to. My favorite panel from this issue is right here. The close-up of crazy Cobra Commander's eyes really intensifies the craziness of this leader as he's describing his evil plot there. Overall, I'm not a fan of this issue. The story was a bit too out there for me, and the Joes just not acting like themselves throws me off. I'm going to have to give this one a single flag point. But that is issue 8. Knowing is half the battle, and now you know. So subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video where we dive into issue number 9.
That was a real American Brian. And now you know, because knowing is half the Brian.